What's up guys, it's Andrew Knight, and today what I've got for you is a review of the Draco Aluminium bumper for the HTC One. And this is quite an interesting review because it's one of those cases that really comes down to the design and the look of the case. I can tell you as much as I want about how much it protects the phone, how it feels in the hand, how it performs generally, but to be honest, if you don't like the look of it, you're not going to want to buy it, and it does retail at quite a high value at about £55. So again, it really is a case that if you like the look of it instinctively, you're probably going to enjoy it. If you don't, you're probably not. But that being said, let's see what you get. So when you first get the case, it will come in two parts like this, and it will be screwed together with two tiny little screws. So if you can't get the case initially open, don't worry, that's because there's two screws in it. You also get two spare screws, which is really nice. These are a non-standard. They've got a slightly weird sort of hexagonal head. I'm not sure if you can see on camera. So you get two more of those just to spare. And then you've got a nice little screwdriver. This is much better than the screwdriver I received in a previous review I did. This is for another aluminium bumper for the S3. They were in no way related, but it's nice to see that some companies are giving you screwdrivers that aren't going to break, and I've got no qualms with this breaking. This will last forever, so it's a really nice screwdriver. Let's see what it looks like when it's on the device. So on the inside, you've got these little, if it focuses, come on. There we go. You've got these little rubber nubs, which is sort of a somewhere between plastic and rubber, and there's two there and then three on there, and what they're supposed to do is just make it so there's a little bit more protection, because obviously aluminium on aluminium will scratch if there's dust or anything. This gives you that little extra bit of protection. I would also recommend grabbing a microfiber, which I have here, when you first put it on, or if you take the case on and off, and just run on the inside, get rid of any dust, any debris, because if you've got anything like a grain of sand, it will scratch when you put the case on and off. But if you do keep it clean, you won't have any issues. I've been taking this on and off a lot in the week I've been using it, just to sort of emulate sort of a month's worth of use, and you won't scratch your phone. To put it on, you get the side with the volume rocker. You can see the volume rocker here is a different piece, and there's a bit of tape on the inside which just keeps it in. It's not particularly elegant, but it actually works really, really well, and it stops that scratching the volume rocker. So you put that onto the bottom of the phone, slide it on like that, and then you just get the second piece and slide it on. There we go. Once that's on, you want to grab yourself a screw and just drop it into that little channel, and then lefty loosey righty tighty, and get that on. This is a lot easier to put on than the other aluminium case I reviewed. That's definitely a plus on this. It's quite a involved process, but it doesn't take too long. And once that's on nice and tight, don't over tighten it too much. You need to tighten it enough so it doesn't move, but obviously if you over tighten it, you risk damaging the case or the phone. But once that's on, you can see it does add a significant amount of bulk just on the edges here, here and here. It's got sort of a lip design where it goes in the middle. Actually in the hand, this doesn't feel too much too big, because it does contour. If you can see there, try and get it to focus. It does contour in, so it follows the back of the phone. So actually in the hand, it feels a lot smaller than it looks. But the one thing I don't like about the look of this case is it does look a little bit big with these bits coming out here, and I feel like it looks a bit like a car body kit. And some people really like that. I don't mind it. Some people really, really didn't like this case when I showed it to them, and other people really liked it. The thing I really like about it is the fact that it's an attention getter. If you get the red especially, it comes in a silver and a black, and also the red version. But if you get it in red, it's going to be a real eye catcher on your phone. On the back here, it's not completely flush. There is a lip here, and one issue I did have with it is dirt and debris does get caught in that if you put it in your pocket. And there's stuff in your pocket, it will get caught in there, so you are going to want to take the case on and off the phone sort of once or twice a week just to clean it out and make sure there's nothing getting caught in there. The cool thing with that though is it does mean I'm just going to grab myself a playing card and a credit card. It does mean you can do this nice little hack to use it as a kickstand. You get the edge of the card, put it up against there, and you got yourself a nice little kickstand. It's actually strong enough to use the phone still while it's in that kickstand position. And obviously you can do it on either side. Let's get a playing card. It's not quite as sort of solid with a playing card, but it still works. So if you're one of these people who are looking for a kickstand case but haven't really found one that's to your liking, if you like the design of this, and most people carry a wallet around with a credit card of some description, or a business card, or a loyalty card of some sort. So if you are looking for a kickstand, this actually does work rather well. If you're on a train or a plane, you can just pull a card out and use it as a kickstand. As far as protection goes, you've got a nice lay on the table design at the front. You've got a millimetre or so lip. Actually, no, probably more than that, probably 3 millimetres of lip. So if you put it face down like that, your phone isn't going to touch the table, which I really, really like. One issue, however, is that on the back, the same can't be said. The actual back of the device protrudes beyond the lips of the case. So if you put it down, the back of your device is actually going to touch the table. I can sort of see why they did it, because it makes it feel a bit smaller in the hand. But for a case with minimal protection to start with, it would have been quite nice to actually get a little bit more, just being able to put it down. That being said, it does leave the back of the device open, which means if you do use something like a Jelliskin, and I've got some coming on my way to review, you can use this as like a frame and then have a Jelliskin on the back of the device as well, which will give you a bit more protection on the back, and I think would look really, really cool. So if you are into Jelliskins, this is a case that you can twin with that, and if you perhaps design a red Jelliskin, it could look pretty cool. We're just going to run around the edges of the device. On the top, you have, oh, I've forgotten to put the power knob in. There's a knob that goes, okay, back in a second. Sorry about that, guys. I forgot to put this little knob here. This is just a see-through hard plastic knob that goes through the case and rests on the power button. So you just pressing it will turn the phone on and off. It's also see-through, so the infrared blaster will still work, which I really, really like. Where were we? So also going around the top of the device here, I'm just going to tap to focus. I'm using a new Nokia Lumia PureView camera to film this, so hopefully the quality is really, really good. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Unfortunately, a good camera doesn't make you more eloquent. So you can see the back of the 3.5mm headphone jack is completely naked. This makes it pretty easy to use most headphones. I've used a bunch of them and all of them will work fine. So unless you've got a really, really fat set of headphones, they should fit perfectly. On this side, you've got the little channel for the screw, and then you've got the volume rocker. The volume rocker is metal, but as I said before, it doesn't actually touch the phone because of that little layer of tape, and this is really, really nice to use. It's probably even easier than having a naked phone, and because of the angle, it feels really natural and sort of ergonomic in the hand, and I really like it. Then this sort of metal, sort of aluminium accent carries around the edge. You've got a little Draco Designs logo there. You've got a hole for your microphone. Your USB jack's completely open, and again, I've had no issues with any chargers when trying to charge it with the case on. You've then got a little lanyard hole here, so for the 5 people in the world who still use lanyards, you can use those. Sorry, I'm just getting used to the tap to focus on this camera. You've then got another channel for the screw, and on the other side here, you've got Inspired by Def Japan with a nice little logo. And then we're back to the top. As far as drop protection with this case goes, I don't think you're going to get a huge amount. However, I did manage to drop the phone off the top of a leather sofa. It slid off and landed on the wooden floor and skidded. And I don't think it would have been much damage to the phone because I have got a screen shield on. But if you don't have a screen shield on, this lip will give you enough protection so you're not going to instantly sort of scratch the front of your phone, and it will take some impact on the front because this is a really hard aluminium shell, so if it does impact first, this will take a lot of the impact and you probably won't crack the screen. However, saying that, dropping it from any height, if it falls on the back, you are going to scratch the back, and if it falls on the corners, you are going to get a small amount of shock protection, but I don't think it's going to be quite you're going to get with a silicone case. So yeah, the be all and end all of this case is if you like the design, I think you'll like this case. I really like it because it stands out. I wouldn't use it every day, and for the price, I probably wouldn't have bought it myself. However, if I was in a position where I had a lot more disposable income and I was going to buy one case of my phone and leave it on, I would probably buy this. I think it really complements the aluminium of the phone. The feel of it doesn't feel too big, and it still feels expensive in the hand. It feels slightly less, how should I put it? The HTC One, when you don't have a case in it, feels quite elegant. It feels really nice in the hand. This doesn't feel quite as elegant. It feels a little bit more industrial. However, it does still feel nice, and it doesn't really sort of compromise the quality of the device because it is aluminium. As I said before, you can get this in red. Yeah, you can get this in red, silver, or black. So depending on the device you've got, I think the red looks really nice. It's got a sort of nice Coke can scheme to it. I think it will look really cool with the silver as well as the black. As far as the black and silver go, I think they probably look better on the respective colours. So black on black and silver on silver. That's just my opinion. But you can get them below from mobilefun.com. Massive thanks to those guys. They've been supporting me for a while now, and they continue to do so. I know this is a really high value item they sent out to review, so big thanks to those guys, and check them out in the description. If you've got any more comments, please comment below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ta-ra!